Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and I am the local South Florida Uber driver. I'm local just because you never really know where I'm gonna be in the next couple days, months, years. But listen, I primarily work the South Florida market. And in today's video, man, I want to talk about I want to give you some ways that you could be successful in this Uber thing. I can call myself an OG now. I've done 9,000 rides. I've been on this platform since the pandemic. If you know my story, the pandemic hit, and that's when I started. So I haven't been on this thing forever, but I've seen some ups and I've seen some downs. And I can definitely tell you right now is definitely one of those downs. So real quick, if you like this type of content, that I'm a real driver, has really been driving for the last 4 years and is still currently driving, hit the like button, man. Give me a like. It does help my channel get out, help the video get out, and help my channel get out to more people. And listen, if you like this type of content, hit the subscribe button. I do have a catalog. It's cool to say that because I never thought that I would make this many videos. But hit the subscribe button so you know when I post. I post a lot of different things. I'm all about trying to get you to make money and show you how to make money, and then where you make your money, you take your money and put it somewhere else, so that you don't have to keep working as hard as you do now. But yeah, and lastly, of course, I always tell everybody I am a certified life insurance agent. Man, listen, don't play with it. We are Uber drivers. We put our lives on the line every single day, and we all have car insurance that we may never use. Or we may, we're on the road 100 hours, whatever. But life insurance is the only thing that you will always use. You are guaranteed to use it. And, a lot of people just don't have it. Start now. Hit the link in the description. You don't got to talk to anybody. You can do it completely yourself. It takes like 2 minutes. Hit the link in the description. Get your cash back. But with that being said, yeah, man. So yeah, I want to give you some tips and tricks on how you can survive, man, because I know you've been hearing a lot of the news and a lot of people have been talking. I've been saying a little bit here and there. There's a lot of people that's saying this is a bad time for Uber and Lyft. So I just want to kind of give you some tips and tricks. Just give you some advice, man, coming from a real driver. The first and the biggest way that you can survive right now doing Uber, the first and biggest way that you can continue doing it right now is you understand it's not forever, man. I know that was kind of self-explanatory, man. That was pretty easy. It's not rocket science, man. It's not forever. Eventually, we're going to get replaced. So if you're like me and you've been doing this for 4 or more years, then there were good times where we were making crazy money, and now we're not. in the sense of per ride, the dollar per mile or whatever. Like, there used to be a time where you could make $1,000 just off of promotions. Then you go out there and you grind, you get bonuses and surges. Surge? What's a surge? Because we'll get that now. There's just so much saturation and just passengers. I don't know. It's just not. This is not the time. Okay. And in that sense, right now you have to grind. You have to be a grinder. And if you're not about that life, then you don't make no money because you cherry pick. It is like you're gonna be cherry picking yourself to death, but it's like you're not gonna really make a lot of money. It just is what it is. But yeah, so the first and biggest, easiest way that I could tell you is, look, understand this. This is going away, man. Don't count your future on this. So if you make money this week, start putting some aside. First and foremost, you want to have an emergency savings. You know what I'm saying? Everybody says you want 3 to 6 months, but I mean, we Uber drivers, so at least a month, at least start with a month. You know what I'm saying? You want to start with at least a month. Have some money put aside just in case, man. You really should be putting money aside for maintenance, but if you're not, let's just focus on the bills. Have that money put aside, you know what I'm saying? Because this won't be around for forever. And if you know that you can be deactivated at any moment because of whatever a customer says, or because Uber just doesn't like you, the algorithm found your account. Like, there's a million different ways that you can be deactivated right now. So you're on unstable ground if this is your only source of income. If you're part-time or whatever, you know, if you rely on this for any sort of income, it can be taken overnight. So remember, first and foremost, this is gonna be gone. The second way that you can survive out here, you can listen to all of these people that are talking about, man, listen, you only take this amount of rides and you only work this type of time. That's cool, but the biggest thing you gotta do is you gotta get a strategy. You gotta get a strategy and understanding your market. So what I mean is you gotta be disciplined, okay? If you don't know how much you can make on a Tuesday, you gotta find out. And the only way that you can find that out is obviously by working and putting in the time. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Now, you can listen to my channel, you can listen to other people's channel, but the biggest way that you can find out is by, of course, doing it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get a strategy. You gotta get a certain strategy. The strategy is how you work and when you work. Okay. So maybe you're like, listen, I can't work all day. I got such and such to do in the middle of the day, or I got such and such to do in the morning. Well, you gotta get a strategy, and you gotta get consistent with that strategy, man. You gotta be disciplined disciplined to that strategy, because the whole point of what I'm saying is you got to get consistent to where you know how much you're going to make every single week. Look, I get it. I know that we all do this gig stuff, and it's 1099, and you don't know what you're going to get from week to week. And it's like, man, you can't really guarantee it. But what if I could tell you that you could if you just was disciplined, one, and two, if you stuck to your schedule, you would start to see, hey, okay, I'm making $1,000 every week. However I gotta get it, that's my baseline. Okay, hey, I'm making $1,200. Hey, I'm making $1,500. Because you're sticking to a schedule, you're working a set amount of time, you're working certain areas, you're hitting events, you're kind of like, you're getting in a groove. That's the biggest thing that I could tell you. You have to get in a groove with this thing, and the only way you're gonna get in a groove is by working, by being disciplined. Have a schedule. Everybody's schedule is different, so I can't tell you what schedule to do. All I can tell you is you gotta make the schedule and you gotta actually follow it. That's the second thing. Get structure. You need that structure. I don't care what you do. If you don't have structure, you're not gonna do it. Or you're not going to do it well. Let's say it like that. You're going to do it, but it won't be for long. So get you some structure, get you some discipline, find you a schedule, and keep to it. Okay, and the third way that you can be successful with Uber and Lyft in 2024, the third way is kind of like the first way. Look, it's going to tie in. I get it. Don't beat me up. It's kind of sort of number one. But you got to find you an exit plan, man. Because, again, you understand that it's not going to be for long. You got consistent. You found some money. You kind of put some money aside. Now you got to find the exit plan. And what do I mean by that? You got to start trying to pivot out of the rideshare industry, out of the gig app industry. Because, listen, I mean, 4 years ago, we still had complaints. If you don't know, watch videos from 4 years ago and you'll see people complaining, not on my channel, but like you'll see other people complaining about different things that were going on then. Last year we were still complaining. The year before that we were still complaining. There was complaints, is what I'm saying. There were always issues. There were always things going on. Things have gotten worse, progressively worse over the last couple years. And the whole point is because, as with anything, the more and more time goes on, those golden periods stop being golden. Those golden periods stop, those highs eventually got to come back down, you know? Like, it just is what it is. I mean, yes, we're in a horrible market, but like, we have a lot of saturation a lot of saturation. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, the market isn't there, So, you just got to take all of that in account. So, what do I mean by an exit plan? Look, we all make money. We all get whatever we get, okay? Maybe you make $1,000 a week. Maybe you make $500 a week. Maybe you make $1,500 like me. Whatever you make, you know what you make. You know what's possible for you in your schedule, if that makes sense. That's the whole point. If you're consistent and okay, I'm consistently doing this week after week, now an average, okay? Like I said, I average $1,500 a week. There are some weeks where I only make $1,100. There are some weeks where I make $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's average. So it's the baseline. It's what I'm shooting for. I know what I got to do to get around 1,500. You get what I'm saying? And you kind of know too, whatever your baseline is. So you want to be successful, you got to find a way out. And because this can't be the end all be all. One, because you're going to have to put in more hours than you're used to. What I mean is that little by little, time is going on, and next year you're going to be looking at it like, damn, I used to make $1,500 in 40 hours. Now it's taking me 60 hours. Now it's taking me 70 hours. Or I used to make, 2,060 hours. Now it's taking me 80 hours. Because little by little, things are getting a little bit worse. Just a little bit worse. Just a slight bit worse. Until you realize, man, damn, I used to make this type of money at this time, but now I can't make that same type of money in the same time because it's just different. So you want to find an exit plan. So I'm really big on my channel. You guys see, I always promote the life insurance because that is my pivot. I am getting out of rideshare and I am pivoting to life insurance because for me, it is something that has impacted my family really a whole lot. I've lost a lot of people in my life and I've had to deal with the funeral companies, and it's just not fun, especially when you don't have the money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Trying to pay for a $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 funeral is not fun. You know what I'm saying? When you already got bills. So it's like, it came out of nowhere. Oh, by the way, you just lost a family member. How can you, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to really process and really damn, you got to really function. Imagine having to go grind to make $10,000. It's just at a time when you're supposed to be grieving, or the flip side. You know what I'm saying? How cool would it be if you got a $10,000 check from your family member? You know what I'm saying? All because they just wanted to leave you something behind. It's a crazy feeling. Listen, that's capital. That could start you into your business. It could start you into your house. That's a down payment for a house. Or, it could start you into your car. You know what I'm saying? You can upgrade your car with that type of money. But it just, because I've been on that side of things, that's what I chose. That is my pivot. But it ain't for everybody. I get it. Nobody likes to talk about death. I understand that. So you got to find your own pivot. You got to find your own way that you are looking at things that work for you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's, okay, start a business. So you need to form your LLC. You got to start opening up business checking accounts and stuff like that, getting your EIN number and start opening those and establishing history. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that you don't want a business. Maybe you're like, listen, I'm going to start doing this investing thing. Again, I can't tell you, because of the way that laws work in certain states and all of that, I can't specifically give you financial advice on who to invest with, but maybe you like, listen, I want to do some stocks and bonds. I got this money sitting aside. I want to put some money in some stocks and bonds. Maybe you like, I want to start investing in the stock market again, or you want to do Forex, or you want to kind of, you know what I'm saying, you want to trade cryptos. Listen, you got to start planning your exit. And if you like, listen, I'm trying to go back to school. Use Uber and Lyft. Use the free scholarship. You know what I'm saying? Use your resources while you got them in a time where you don't need them. Because, listen, again, this won't be here forever. I've said that like 15 times, and I'm sorry. I know somebody's like, listen, I'm going to unsubscribe. He said that again. It's just, I'm trying to be realistic. As a real driver here, this ain't going to be the same, It's just not. It hasn't been. The last 4 years, when I first got in it, it was completely different from now, you know? So I understand and I've seen it, but you don't have to go through 4 years to understand that things are going to change. So you got to be ready for the change, and you got to be adaptable. You got to know how to adapt. So having something on the back end, maybe it's a YouTube channel, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's you having, like, maybe you investing in real estate. That might be your thing. Whatever the case is, have an exit plan. That's it, you know? That's it. I'm not gonna keep making that super long. But yeah, man, if you like this type of content, man, I am trying to keep it real. I'm trying to keep it honest. If you like what I said, hit the like button, please. And if you like me, you want to see more of my videos, just hit the subscribe button. I'm almost at 500 subscribers. Again, I know that's a small number for some, but for me, it's everything. And lastly, yeah, like I said, I am a life insurance agent. And the way I make my money is by people buying the policies. So I'm not telling you got to buy something crazy. Listen, don't do it for me. Make sure that your family's covered if you don't got nothing. But if you got 50 bucks, if you can spare 50 bucks a month, hit the link below. Take 2 minutes, fill out the application, and sign up. I appreciate it. I would definitely reach out to you and let you know. I appreciate it. I got a gift and whatever, but yeah, it's just 50 bucks, and it does cover you. It's insurance, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, with that being said, this video is kind of getting long, so deuces.